Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon Ranger! So, in the last part, we managed to get back the rest of Teresa's Skitties, and also Professor Hastings' assistant wanted us to get a Staryu so then we can light up the basement. So then we can light up the basement in the lab. It's easy to do too. Just touch the Staryu and it will use its flash ability. You see, certain kinds of Pokemon field moves can be used without having a specific target. Yep, they certainly can. Okay, please take that Staryu to the basement and then touch it with your stylus. Yeah, that is essentially what we're gonna do. Yep, and now I think this place should be good enough. So Staryu, illuminate the area. Yeah, we actually lined it up really quickly. Oh my goodness, it's almost even too bright now. It will be easy to find things. Ditto. Thank you so much for helping. Yeah, you're goddamn welcome. So, do you need any more help with something or what? So, what exactly are you searching for? It's not over here, and it's definitely not here. It's wonderful that it's bright in here, but I'm overwhelmed by the sheer volume of paperwork down here. Yeah, you just now realized it? aren't you literally the assistant? But anyways, now that we're done with that, let's head out here, and look who shows up again. Aria. So, what's going on here? Huh? What do you suppose you're doing here? Oh, everyone's gone out of town. So, you got the mission of patrolling Falls City. Yeah, I do. I get it. There's a state of emergency on now because of that, Go Run Squad. And a rookie like you would be too inexperienced for a time mission like investigating the, Go Run Squad. Yeah, I suppose so. Oh, did I say something rude? Don't let it bother you, did I? Oh! You heard that? Wait, did you hear something? It sounded like it came from the clock tower. Don't just stand there. Come with me. Yeah, we're coming. And it is indeed, and I believe that it's the very same Machoke from before. What is it doing? Why is that Machoke rampaging? Listen, you can go capture the Machoke. I want to see how good you are. Yeah, now this is what I was telling you about previously. About getting yourself ready as soon as we were done illuminating the basement. Because now we are essentially going to get into technically our second boss fight in the game. Which I will say is definitely a lot more challenging than once you had to go through with that. One of the shit you had to go through with that Rhydon. Because not only do Machoke's punches really hurt, but also the Machoke can also jump out of your capsule. But also the Machoke can also jump out of your capsule loop too. So just be very careful. Okay? So yeah, essentially, just be very careful around this Machoke. That Machoke quieted down completely from its out of control rampage. Wow, am I lucky to have seen that. Ah, Ranger, well done. The city's symbol was in peril. Yeah, surely was. And with that is our official second mission clear. That was so capture. But I can't figure out why that Machoke would go wild like that. The Machoke should settle down when it returns to its familiar surroundings. You should release it now. Yeah, essentially like we did with the Rhydon. Why don't you go back to the ranger base for the time being? I like you. I have to investigate the Go Rock Squad. So I'll leave you here. Yep. And then, as we are headed back to our ranger base, there's that guy from before. That ranger is the same Snoop who was sniffing around the factory earlier. Yeah, we surely were. But that darn Machoke, darn thing ran off without paying attention to me. Plus, it couldn't even wreck that creaky old clock tower. How pathetic is that? I wonder if he's working with the... I wonder if he's also working with the Go Rock Squad as well. Maybe there might be some connection to that. Welcome back, and good job. The citizens of Fall City were very happy. We're very happy with your work. You perfectly understood the Ranger's role in society, and you worked hard to live up to it. Ditto, you've earned a promotion. I hereby certify you as Ranger Rank 3. And now, once again, another rank up. Yeah, you cheer on mine. And now that we are promoted to rank 3, we can now utilize the poison poke assist. And we can also utilize the psychic poke assist. Ditto. Now that you are a rank 3 ranger, there's something I need to tell you. Yeah, and this is definitely important that actually I forgot to mention earlier. A new segment is added to your styler's partner gauge when you reach ranks 3, 5, 7, and 9. To tell the truth, all stylers have a 5-segment partner gauge to begin with. But the issue, we capped the number of segments on the partner gauge to avoid putting too much stress on the part of Pokemon. Your partner, Minun, has grown much stronger being with you, so it can handle more pressure. I see. So allow me to remove the first cap on your styler's partner gauge. Ditto, you are now authorized to operate your styler with a 2-segment partner gauge. Excuse me. And now it has indeed been extended. Now, what that does is that, now while we can still use that 1 segment of the partner gauge when it is fully charged, what it has gone up by the first one, but when you get more segments of the partner gauge, then you'll be able to have your Minun is even more stronger with their discharge ability. Yeah, and which of course means is that their discharge will get even more stronger, which of course can actually be really useful in situations. Yeah. But anyways, everyone, now we have, I believe this is the same civil engineer from before. Yeah, you know, the one who was essentially blocking us off from entering the waterworks. But now he says that recently there has been a big infestation of Grimers down there. Yeah, so now he wants the Rangers to be able to do something about them, which is actually going to be our very next mission in this game. It seems as if there's no end to the troubles affecting our city. Unfortunately, Fall City has an acute shortage of Rangers because of the ongoing Go Rock Squad in investigation. which means one thing. In fact, Ditto, you're the only you're the only ranger who's free. So, you don't get a choice in this matter. Wow, way to freaking say that. You're literally saying that we don't get a choice in the matter. Wow, thanks a lot. Of course, as you're already aware, that there is the ranger's role, so you don't ever get to refuse anyway. I can't wait to say that in front of our faces. So, this is your mission. Capture the Grimer that have overrun the waterworks. Also, the captured Grimer are to be turned over to a ranger who is specially trained for their role. I see. Ditto, you're the one and only ranger that Fall City can count on now. All right then. Well, I guess it's really up to me, since as he said that I do not have a choice in the matter. Yeah, again, way to say that, right? Like, wow, way to say that in front of our faces. Yeah, I know. Making this is funny, more funny than really shouldn't be. But again, I just really have to laugh. But anyways, everyone. But anyways, everyone. Now, since we just got the ability to utilize the psychic Poke Assist. But however, I will only go over how the psychic Poke Assist works. As soon as we get ourselves our very first psychic Pokemon. Yeah, and this guy says that those waterworks are really stinky right now. But anyways, now let's go for our third mission, Grimer Outbreak. And now, I guess I'll just say this right now too. Oh, but first, now we have another message from Spencer. I've heard the latest news. I've heard the latest from Joel. You might be intimidated being in an unfamiliar city, but I'm sure you're equipped. Yourself fine. Well, I guess. Both Joel and I are too busy with the Go Rock Squad investigation to do anything else. What's important for you is not to worry about the Go Rock Squad. You need to take on missions and gain experience. That's why I also want you to go out on the ground mission. Make me proud. Well, we'll try to. But anyways, everyone. Now I guess this right now about the waterworks is that, well, let's just say there's gonna be several Pokemon down here that's gonna be really a big bitch to get past through. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be able to get past Pokemon and not have to worry about, running into them, yeah, then it's really gonna be tough to sell. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be difficult just to actually get yourself around it because, yeah, considering that you don't have a lot of movement off the area around here. Considering that we aren't going to be walking down a whole bunch of hallways. So yeah, you're definitely gonna see what I mean as we go through this. But anyways, as we go up here, oh hello, here we have Drowzee. Sorry everyone, now we can actually get some Drowzee down here, and also Totodile too. And also, as you also saw just then, yeah, you saw that little green sludge. Well, get this. We are actually gonna see a whole bunch of this green sludge all over the actual waterworks. And if you just happen to step on one, yeah, now here's where you'll get into a battle with Grimers. Now, Grimer, even though he looks simple, but however, yeah, as you saw with that trail of sludge that Grimer did, yeah, as he was just moving, yeah, that sludge, whenever Grimer moves, can also hurt you as well. So just be very careful not to have your style or your capture line be way too close to the Grimers. Considering that, yeah, you may get yourself hurt a lot if you simply just touch that sludge behind it. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, now, and as you just saw, what is essentially what happens before, like, after you have managed to get yourself the Grimers. Oh, here we go. Yep. And this right here is what I was just talking about. Yeah, these Coprhish in the waterworks are definitely gonna be a major bitch to get by, because yeah, as you saw with this Coprhish, yeah, you saw how quickly it wanted towards you as soon as it noticed me. Yeah. And considering that there are a whole bunch of Coprhish down here, yeah, I mean that, yeah, it's definitely gonna be a rough time for you to be able to get past all of them. Yeah. Oh yes, right everyone. Oh yes, right everyone. And I guess I should point this out too, is that now all throughout these waterworks, now you are gonna see these little holes, and now you are gonna see these tiny little vents that actually have these, that looks like they've been opened up. Now, you would think that there would be a Pokemon that would actually come out of those little holes. Well, that's not actually gonna happen at this time. Yeah, what I mean by that, well, you're definitely gonna see what I mean as we get into much more later on in the game. But in the meantime, expect there really isn't much that you really need to know about these little events with the holes in them. But anyways, as you saw, now we got ourselves a second batch of Grimer. Yeah, but anyways. Now we go over here. Yep, you see? Right here. Yeah, that right there is what I was getting at. Because as you are trying your best to get by all of these goddamn Coprhish, but considering how they really move around like that, yeah, that's just what makes them really annoying to deal with down here. But anyways, and speaking of Drowzee, now we just gotta solve our first Drowzee. Okay, but anyways everyone, now for how the Psychic Pokesist works is that, now when you utilize that Pokesist, you actually elevate a Pokemon in midair, which of course will leave them immobilized. But however, this is actually a Pokesist where there is actually no timer to it. But however, the opponent will be dropped back down after a while. So make sure you get them just before that. But that's it. Yeah, I feel like that should be all I'm gonna do this one. And so, on to the next part. I'll see you guys next time.